Hello and welcome back to Healthy Core and Yoga Flow. This is day 2 out of 30 that we have ahead of us. I'm excited to share this with you. We are going to be going into a yoga pose called Prasarita Padottanasana A, when we have the feet wide apart and the head down towards the floor and stretch the spine and the back of the legs deeply. And we're going to start with our healthy core first to move energy, stagnant energy, to lift toxins off and to see clearly and to be on our path of what we'd like to do for today, for the future. Just really, this whole series is with intention to move energies along for ourselves and for those around us. So let's take a comfortable seat on our yoga mat and cross the legs. Take a few moments to center. Sit nice and tall on the sit bones. Close your eyes. Give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths. Centering, sitting nice and tall on the sit bones, all the way up through the spine to the top of the head, feeling that nice energy of clearness coming through the spine, and we'll find even more throughout this practice today. Let's bring the palms together in front of the heart and join our voices. It's one Om. Take a nice big inhale. And release the hands and come up to all fours, and we'll start with a couple of cat-cows to get our spine moving. And then we have 5 different abdominal crunches to move the stagnant energy so that we can better access our yoga poses and better clean and clear all the layers. Let's spread the fingers, knees down, tuck the toes, arch the spine up towards the sky, expand the back body, and hollow the upper arm bones. And exhale, bringing it all the way up. Inhale, exhale, press the hands, the knees, the toes, and most of all, pull the lower belly all the way in and up and massage into the organs. 2 more times, massage in towards the layers of the spine. And 1 more time, inhale, arch the spine up towards the sky. And exhale, coming back to neutral and flip ourselves over onto the back. Coming into a tabletop with the legs and the knees and feet together, arms up to the sky. We did this yesterday. We're going to do almost the same thing. You might stay here and have your head down. The most important thing is to pull that lower back in towards the yoga mat and connect upper and lower body and find a good connection for all of the abdominal muscles. You can today raise your shoulder blades off the floor if you wanted to, or you can keep them down. And we have 20 of these alternate arm and leg extension as we are pulling that lower back all the way in. And if we're feeling any discomfort in the neck, we'll just put the neck down on the floor. And we'll just keep this going. This is 4. And we'll do our best to keep our knees over the hips and extend from there. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. And we'll do 10 more. And we'll keep the breath going. 10. And 9. And 8. And 7. And keep that lower back in towards the yoga mat. It's a lot of work
to pull it all the way in and up. And 5 more. And 4 more. And 3 more. And we're almost there. Lower back in towards that floor. And 1 more. And take it all the way back down. And take a pause. Yes, I hope you can feel that just as much as I can feel that. Hands by the side, and we're going to come back up to tabletop. We're going to do a reverse curl just like yesterday. And we can come down and tap the toes, or we can keep them floating over. So whatever feels the best for you. Back, and really don't even take the legs, the feet down. Just have them to a place where you feel comfortable in your back. For you who like to take your hands behind, we'll take them behind and lift up the shoulder blades, and then we'll go for it for 20 times to really just lift stagnant energy off the organs and plug all the layers into the midline. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 and 9 and 10 and 10 more, 8, 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3. Keep that lower belly connected into the front side. And 1 more. And bring it back down. Nice. Take the feet together, knees to the side for butterfly pose. Supine. You can stay here. This is perfect. You can also come with me and do 20 crunches. And kind of activate the adductors as well as we keep massaging the belly, the muscles, the whole area on the front side. And 5 and 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 more, 9 and 4 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and bring it back down and release. We're going to do the same thing, crunching it up. We are going to take the legs up and out to the side for the shape that we are coming into later in our yoga flow section. Take the hands behind the head, elbows out to the side, vacuum suck the lower belly all the way in and up, and lift for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10. And spread the toes nice and wide. 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down. Hands under the knees. Bend your knees. Bring your legs all the way together. And from here, we'll come back to where we ended our Healthy Abs series yesterday by taking the legs together, hugging the knees. Take your arms, straighten them, take the lower belly, pull it in, connect upper and lower body, and raise your shoulder blades off the floor if it's available for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, and 15 counts more, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And exhale, release. Bring the knees in towards the chest and roll it all the way up, cross at the ankles, and we'll sweep the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, take it all the way back down. And again, taking the arms all the way up. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Bring it all the way up to the sky. Long side body. And exhale, take it all the way back down. Come into downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spread the fingers and tuck the toes. Lift up your seat towards the sky and then take your right heel down. Stretch into the right ankle, calf, Achilles tendons. Press your hands down, lengthen, and then take your left heel down. Come up onto your right toes, bend your left knee, press your palms down and elongate the spine. And pedal a little bit the way you like to pedal, about this way and that way. Step your feet to the hands, feet hip widths apart. Come into forward fold, top of the head towards the floor. Inhale, long spine, bend your knees, hips and ankles stacked above and below each other. Exhale, fold. Hands under the knees, long spine. Exhale, fold. Make some nice waves of the spine. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. Take your hands to the hips, elbows to the sky, root your feet, come up to standing, and release the hands. Bring your feet a little bit closer together, and inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky, and exhale, hinge and fold, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, step both feet back to plank pose, please. Shoulders and wrists are stacked. Come to the knees, chest and chin for Ashtangasana, making some nice curves in the spine. Inhale into Cobra, low Cobra. Stretch your legs back. Spread your toes nice and wide. And exhale, pull back to Child's Pose. Pull out the femurs in. Elongate the spine. And come to Downward Facing Dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can come up on the toes and bend the knees to plug the femurs. You can stretch your legs. Do what works for you. Come forward to plank pose, please. We'll do 2 more times of knees to the floor, chest and chin to the floor to get some nice fluidity in towards the spine. Inhale into Cobra, low Cobra. Stretch your legs back, lift your shoulder blades up and back, and exhale into Child's Pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And come all the way back up to Downward Facing Dog, either on your toes with knees bent, or you can sink your heels down, see what works for you, and make your way over to plank pose. Make some nice pulsations through the spine, knees to earth, chest and chin. Ashtangasana, 8-pointed chaturanga, to create some nice waves in the spine. Inhale into Cobra. This time you might take it up to a higher Cobra, or you might stay in the low Cobra. I like to always keep my elbows bent, so there's some nice energy going through the arms, shoulders, chest, and some freedom in towards the spine. Exhale, release, bring it back down, push back into Child's Pose. One more child's pose for an opportunity to plug the femurs in and clear and clean into the hips and the lower back. And gently come up into downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bring your feet all the way together. Sweep your right heel up to the horizon. Hug the midline and step your foot to between the hands. Take your knee to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. For a thigh stretch, just keep it straight up for now. Tailbone down, suck the lower belly in and find your hip flexors and your quad on your left side and clear it a little bit. And then from there, come forward in the outer hips, front knee over the second toe. Lift your heart, your chest. One breath and exhale, release. Hands to your mat and step back to downward facing dog. Feet together, you can bend your toes, you can bend your knees. From here, anchor into your shoulders, your arms, your hands, and at the same time, vacuum suck belly in and up and find the midline. Lift your left leg in towards the center. Step your left foot between the hands, right knee to earth. Sweep the arms forward and up. Tailbone down, clear and clean in towards the right quad by really just lifting the lower belly. And then from here, come forward in the outer hips for Anjasana, low lunge. Inhale, lift your heart, your chest, your lungs. Stretch the belly. Exhale, release, hands to earth. And step it back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step one foot between the hands and come into feet wide apart pose with support with your hands on the floor. Tuck the toes slightly in. And from here, we're going to take your right elbow in towards the right knee and flip your left toes up. Coming into Skandasana, like a open, wide leg, half lunge variation. And coming all the way up and over to the second side. Left elbow into the left knee, thigh, flip your right heel down, toes up, clearing any stagnant energy in your adductors. Come back down. This time, come all the way down to a seat and take your left hand around your right ankle and take your right arm up to the sky. Bring it all the way up and over, and maybe the arm stays up, maybe the arm comes up and over towards the ear as you're pushing your hand and your leg away from each other. You can take your right hand towards your left outer pinky toe side on the foot. You can bring in straps. You can take your hand behind your head, anything that works for you. Inhale, bring it all the way back up and come back into your Skandasana half lunge and sweep it up and over to the second side. Right heel down, toes up, and exhale, come all the way down to your seat. Right hand onto your left shin ankle, arrange so that you feel comfortable in your seat. You might bring in blankets, take your left arm up to the sky, maybe take it up and over, see how it feels for you. Push your hand and your ankle away from each other for nice traction. Feel the whole left foot onto the floor. Side body length, wherever it is for you. Give yourself a few more breaths right here. And gently bring it all the way back up and come up into feet wide apart with your hands forward. Lift your sacrum, stretch into your lower back, into your hamstrings. And gently come back to downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, step your right foot forward and come into a supported lunge with your hands on each side of your right foot. And stay right here for a moment and stretching towards the left quad, sinking down and extending out and hugging in from skin to muscle, muscle to bone at the same time. Left foot flat on the floor, sweep the left arm and the right arm up for warrior two.
front knee over the front ankle, and look over the front right middle finger, and then we'll take it all the way back, and forearm to thigh for 3 little nice waves coming into the outer layers of the side body, the deeper layers of the side body, in towards the hip, and really holding on to the midline. Forearm to thigh, step your left arm up to the sky and maybe taking it all the way over. Fingers inside your right shin ankle as you hug the midline. Squeeze the energy from each foot in towards the center. And exhale, bring it all the way back up. Press in towards your right leg and turn your toes towards the center, and then flip your left foot all the way out and come into warrior two onto your left side. And we'll stay right here for a moment. Activate the adductors and press into the front knee and then into the ankle, and lift your left arm up and over, and take your forearm to your thigh, arm up and over. Take it all the way up and back, and bring it all the way over again. And one more time, sweeping it up and back. Forearm to thigh. Keep the breath going and bring it all the way up. This time, take your fingers inside your shin ankle. Sweep the right arm up and over, giving yourself a nice big long side body stretch, pushing into all four corners of your right foot. And exhale, hands to each side of your left foot. Come up high onto your right toes and sink a little deeper in towards the hips and find that right quad and stretch it out. Breathing, plug it in, stretch it out, all at the same time for optimal clearing and blasting energy from the midline and out. Hands to the mat, spread your fingers, step it back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet to hands, please. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. Press your hands to your hips, elbows to sky, root your feet, come all the way up to standing, and release the hands. Take the arms up towards the sky. Take your right wrist over to the left side. One breath, and up and over. Make sure to slightly bend into your knees for a nice transmission of energy from upper to lower body. Hands behind, interlace. Roll the shoulders up and back. Hinge and fold. Forward fold. With your hands interlaced on your sacrum, reach your arms up towards the sky. Roll the shoulders up and back. And exhale, release hands to earth. And step it all the way back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come into our tiger dog before we dig a little deeper in towards the layers of the thighs. Grab into your yoga mat and take your feet wide. Plug your femurs by bending your knees, stretch your arms, push the mat forward. Look between the hands and get in towards the upper back. And gently come back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing, softening, melting. Step your right foot between the hands and come into pyramid pose. Long spine, and exhale, fold, and long spine, and exhale, fold, making some nice waves, and breathing into any of the tight areas. One more big wave, exhale, fold, turn your left foot, Trikonasana. Let's take the right hand inside your right leg today, and take your left arm up to the sky. Take the gaze up towards the thumb as you are rooting your root mounds of the big toes down, feeling all four corners. There should be some nice layers, just plugging in to all parts of ourselves.
making us feel nice and whole and plugged in, and easier to breathe out any layers that does not serve us. We'll take one more breath into that. And exhale, release. And stay nice and low, and we'll switch to the second side. Come into pyramid pose on your left side with your toes forward, legs straight with that slight micro bend in towards the knees at all times. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, nice big wave. And long spine, one more time. And exhale, nice big wave. Turn your right foot. Take your left hand inside your left shin ankle. You can have your lower arm and your lower leg to each other. You can take your right hand to your hip. You can take your arm up to the sky. Push into all four corners of the feet. Take the gaze up towards the thumb. Bottom ribs forward, top ribs back. Skin to muscle, muscle to bone, and then from there organically extending back out. And by doing that, we are just, without even thinking about it, clearing and cleaning any stagnant energy. And exhale, release. Hands to the earth, and exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Let's come into our plank pose and come to one more Ashtangasana with our knees to the floor, with our chin and chest to the floor. Hands and toes are down and knees, and we are getting a nice curve onto the spine. And inhale to Cobra, inner shoulder to outer shoulder. We're getting really close to our Prasarita Padottanasana pose. Exhale, fold, and push back, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Press the palms, forehead to floor, plug the femurs in towards the hips. Release any stagnant energy in the lower back, in the hips. Breathing, and gently take it all the way back up. Tuck the toes and come into down dog. Look between the hands, step feet to hands. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold, hands to hips, elbows to sky, root the feet, come all the way up to standing. And we're going from here, come into functional forward bend. We're going to have the feet wider than the hips. Wider than the hips. Not too wide, not too close together. We're going to bend into the knees so that our femurs is plugged in right into the hip socket. The hips and the ankles are stacked above and below each other. Fingers are touching. We did this yesterday. We'll do it again. It's an excellent way to lift any stagnation in the spine, and it really does clear the lower back. It clears the middle back, and we're going to pull the lower belly in, and we're going to press down into the feet, and we're going to hug the skin to muscle, muscle to bone. We're going to pull the inner edges of the feet towards the midline, and then we're going to start our journey hinging forward and hinging forward and hinging forward, and breathing and softening, and maybe staying here in 90 degrees. Maybe we have blocks close by that we might take our hands on. We might take the hands, fingers to the floor, and maybe crawl the fingers forward and pull the seat back, and just really align hamstrings with the lower back in a nice clear way. We'll take another nice clearing breath right here, and exhale, and slowly take the hands to the hips, come back up to standing. Nice. Bring the feet all the way together, and then step your feet even wider apart for Prasarita Padottanasana. Usually the feet are wingspan apart. Ankles and wrists are stacked. You can always kind of check, see how it feels. Tuck the toes in. Take the hands to the hips. Inhale, lift your heart, your chest, your lungs. Squeeze the muscles on the back. Pull the lower belly in and stay connected into your spine. Hinge and fold. And from here, take the hands aligned with the heels. Heel of the hands aligned with the heel of the feet. And then from there, pull that lower belly all the way in and take the top of the head onto a block, or it might stay on the floor, in the air. It might come down towards the floor. And it is like a really big stretch for the back of the legs, but it's also a really big hugging in all of those layers of the abdomen, of the organs. It's a big massage for the organs, and it's a big lift and clearance for the lower back. So we'll see how it feels to stay in Prasarita Padottanasana A, feet wide apart pose, the first version. Heel on the hands on the floor, all four corners of the hands on the floor. Press the feet down. Breathing and press the four corners of the feet down. You might lift your toes and then put them back down, and you stay nice and plugged into all layers. The elbows is pointing straight back. Fingers are clawing. All the muscles are hugging in and helping to expand into the back body. And gently bring it all the way back up. Step into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Stretching the arms. And I hope your back body feels nice and open. Come into child's pose, big toes together, knees apart. Active child's pose, palms forward, forehead to the earth. Lift the upper arm bones. And gently come into a comfortable seat. And crossing the legs, sitting nice and tall on your sit bones, maybe sitting on something. I like to sit on my blanket. Let's just take a moment to sit and align the new energies that we opened up space for in our body to move forward. To move forward with our ideas, to move forward with our projects, with our mission. Maybe there is something new for us to do today to take out into the world. We're going to join our hands together in front of the heart and join our voices in an Om to close our practice. And then I, as always, highly encourage you to take a Shavasana, laying down onto your mat with a blanket, with a pillow, or simply sitting in meditation for like a 5 to 10 minutes at your own convenience, with maybe a candle, maybe your journal, something that came up that you like to kind of write it off. Take your palms together. Sit nice and tall on the sit bones. Join our voices in one Om. Take a nice big inhale. And release your hands to your knees. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class tomorrow or the next day, whenever you choose to hop back in and share with your friends, hit subscribe, and I will be here, right here for your next class. Thank you. Namaste.